The abyss yawned. 7 figures, immense and terrible, held court within its fiery depths. These were the 7 princes of hell, each a master of temptation, each a lord of sin. They whispered to the hearts of men, their voices a symphony of corruption, pride, envy, wrath, greed, sloth, gluttony, lust, 7 deadly sins, 7 paths to damnation. The princes ruled their realms with iron fists. Their laughter echoed through the ages, fueled by the misery of humankind. Lucifer, the most beautiful of angels, now reveled in vanity. Leviathan, the serpent, writhed in an endless cycle of envy. Satan, consumed by rage, stoked the fires of conflict. Mankind, ensnared by their whispers, stumbled through the darkness. They chased illusions, their hearts poisoned by sin. The princes grew fat on their despair, their power absolute, their reign unchallenged. The world, shrouded in shadow, seemed destined for eternal night. A single flicker of hope, however, was about to ignite. Lucifer, once the morning star, now dwelt in a palace of mirrors. He saw his own reflection everywhere, an endless echo of his fallen glory. Pride was his domain, a gilded cage of self-obsession. He whispered to mortals, praising their intellect, their beauty, their imagined superiority. He fed their egos, nurturing the seeds of arrogance. He showed them visions of power, of kingdoms bowing before their might. He promised them the world, reflected in their own admiring eyes, and they, blinded by his illusions, fell deep into the abyss of pride. They scorned their fellow man, their hearts cold and unyielding. They became slaves to their own vanity, forever seeking the unattainable. Leviathan, the serpent, coiled in the heart of a stagnant swamp. His eyes, 2 emerald fires, burned with insatiable envy. He saw the happiness of others and hissed in venomous rage. He whispered poisoned words, tales of injustice and undeserved fortune. He painted pictures of what could be, fueling the flames of discontent. He showed them the possessions of others, the joys they could never experience. He made them crave, covet, and despise. They, consumed by envy, lost sight of their own blessings. They became shadows, lurking in the wake of others' achievements. They lived in a constant state of yearning, their hearts forever empty. Satan, the Lord of Wrath, ruled his fiery kingdom with an iron fist. His laughter was the roar of volcanoes, his anger a raging inferno. He stoked the embers of discontent, fanning the flames of hatred. He whispered of betrayal, of injustice, of every slight, real or imagined. He reveled in the chaos, the senseless violence, the rivers of blood spilled in his name. He urged them to fight, to conquer, to dominate. And they, consumed by rage, became instruments of his will. They lashed out, their fury blind and absolute. They became monsters in his image, their humanity consumed by the inferno. Section 5. Mammon, the miser in the vault. Mammon, the hoarder of treasures, dwelt in a subterranean vault. Gold and jewels glittered around him, a testament to his insatiable greed. He whispered promises of wealth, of power, of the intoxicating allure of possessions. He showed them the emptiness of a life without material wealth. He taught them to hoard, to covet, to value possessions above all else. And they, seduced by his promises, became slaves to their desires. They lost themselves in the pursuit of wealth, their hearts cold and calculating. Their greed knew no bounds, their souls forever shackled to their possessions. Section 6. Belphegor, the Lord of Slumber. Belphegor, the demon of sloth, resided in a realm of perpetual twilight. He was the master of procrastination, the lord of lethargy. He whispered sweet nothings, lulling mortals into a state of blissful inactivity. He made them believe that effort was futile, that comfort was the ultimate goal. He showed them the allure of idleness, the seductive embrace of slumber, and they, lulled by his whispers, surrendered to their baser instincts. They abandoned their dreams, their ambitions, their very potential. They became shadows of their former selves, content to drift through life in a haze of apathy. Section 7. Beelzebub, the Devourer of Souls. Beelzebub, the Lord of Gluttony, ruled a grotesquely opulent palace. Tables groaned under the weight of every imaginable delicacy, a testament to his insatiable hunger. He whispered of indulgence, of excess, of the fleeting pleasure found in overconsumption. He tempted them with delicacies beyond measure, promising satisfaction that would never come. He encouraged them to gorge, to overindulge, to waste, and to crave. And they, their appetites inflamed, surrendered to his gluttonous whims. They became slaves to their stomachs, their bodies bloated and their spirits starved. They consumed without satisfaction, their souls withering under the weight of their excess. Section 8. Asmodeus the Weaver of Desires. Asmodeus, the demon of lust, was a master of seduction. He spun webs of desire, his whispers a siren song of forbidden pleasures. He promised ecstasy, the intoxicating thrill of the flesh, the obliteration of boundaries. He played on their deepest desires, offering them the illusion of fulfillment. He showed them the objects of their lust, tantalizingly close yet forever out of reach. He fueled their passions, their need for instant gratification, and they, blinded by his illusions, stumbled into his carefully woven traps. They chased after fleeting pleasures, their hearts empty and their souls stained with regret. Section 9. Dawn of Redemption. Then a light pierced the darkness. A new voice, filled with compassion and love, echoed across the land. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, arrived, bringing with him a message of hope and redemption. He spoke of love, of forgiveness, of the power of the human spirit to overcome even the darkest temptations. His words resonated with a power the princes of hell could not comprehend. People, touched by his grace, began to awaken from their stupor. They saw the prince's tricks for what they were, illusions designed to enslave and destroy. They turned away from the darkness, drawn towards the warmth of Christ's love. His teaching spread like wildfire, offering salvation to a world drowning in sin. Love, compassion, and forgiveness became the new tenets. The prince's power waned as humanity found strength in unity and faith. Their whispers, once deafening, were drowned out by hymns of hope and redemption. The reign of the 7 princes of hell was coming to an end. The world, bathed in the light of Christ's love, began to heal. The shadows receded and the laughter of children filled the air. It was a new dawn, a testament to the enduring power of faith, hope, and love. Evil, though ever present, had been vanquished. Goodness once again prevailed. The victory was not of armies or might, but of the human spirit awakened and empowered by divine love.